When Jessie thought about all these different requirements, there was only one obvious answer: Megan Moriarty. She lived less than 3 blocks down the street. Jessie had said hi to her a few times while biking in the neighborhood. And Evan must have thought she was nice, because Jessie had found a piece of paper in the trash can with Megan's name written all over it. Why would he cover a page with her name if he didn't think she was a nice person? Jessie went into the kitchen and climbed onto a stool so she could reach the cabinet over the stove. She took down the school phone book and looked through the listings for both of last year's 3rd grade classes. No Megan Moriarty. Duh, Jessie remembered. She'd moved in halfway through the school year. With a sinking heart, Jessie checked the town phone book. No Moriarty family listed on Damon Road. Okay, said Jessie, slapping the phone book shut and putting it back in the cabinet over the stove. Time for Plan B. Jessie went to the hall closet and got out her backpack, which had been hanging there empty since the last day of school. Inside, she put 3 cans of frozen lemonade from the freezer and her lockbox full of change. She'd put the $10 bill, still paper-clipped to last year's birthday card from her grandmother, in her top desk drawer. Then she went to the garage, strapped on her helmet, and rode off on her bike. As she left the driveway, she could see Evan and Scott's lemonade stand on the corner, but she was careful not to make eye contact. She didn't want to talk to Evan until she was ready to, ta-da, impress him. Her heart leaped when she imagined him ditching Scott to be with her. Megan's house was so close that Jessie got there in less than 30 seconds, and less than 30 seconds wasn't nearly long enough for her to plan what she was going to say. So she rode back and forth in front of the house about 15 times, trying to pick just the right words. "What are you doing?" a voice shouted from the upstairs window. Jessie slammed on her foot brakes and looked up. Megan was staring down at her. She looked huge. Her voice did not sound nice. "Riding my bike," said Jessie. "Why are you riding back and forth?" asked Megan impatiently. "In front of my house." "I don't know," said Jessie. "You want to play?" "Who are you?" asked Megan. "Jessie," said Jessie, pointing down the street toward her house. "Oh, Evan's little sister?" asked Megan. Jessie felt like a deflating balloon. "Yeah." "Oh," said Megan, "I couldn't tell 'cause of the helmet." Jessie took her helmet off. "So, you wanna?" she asked. There was a long pause. "Where's Evan?" asked Megan. He's out somewhere with a friend," said Jessie. "Oh," said Megan. Jessie looked down at the ground. "People tell you things," Evan had told her once, "with their hands and their faces and the way they stand. It's not just what they say. You gotta pay attention, Jess. You gotta watch for the things they're saying, not with their words." Jessie looked back up. It was hard to see Megan at all. She was so far up and behind the window screen. Jessie sucked in her breath. "Do you want to do something?" After a long pause, Jessie started counting. Oh, another long pause. Jessie started counting in her head. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000. "Sure," said Megan. Then her head disappeared from the window. A minute later, Megan was at the front door. "Hey," she said, opening the screen. Jessie raised her hand in something that was halfway between a wave and a salute as she walked in. Her sweaty bangs stuck to her forehead where the helmet had smashed them down. She was so nervous about saying something stupid, she didn't say anything at all. Megan leaned against the banister of the stairs and crossed her arms. "So," said Jessie. She stared at Megan, who was fiddling with the 7 or 8 band bracelets on her arm. Jessie counted 2 Livestrongs, 1 Red Sox World Champs, 1 March of Dimes, and 1 Race for the Cure. "What's that one?" she asked, pointing to a band bracelet with tiger stripes. Megan stretched it off her wrist and gave it to Jessie. "It's for the Animal Rescue League. My mom gave them some money, so they gave us this, and a bumper sticker. I've got 22 band bracelets. Cool, said Jessie, handing the bracelet back. Megan flipped it back on. She continued to play with the bracelets on her arm, running them up and down, up and down. So, what do you want to do? Asked Megan. I don't know, said Jessie. We could, I don't know, let me think. We could have a lemonade stand. Said Megan, sounding bored. It'll be fun, come on. We don't have any lemonade, said Megan. I've got 3 cans, said Jessie. She slipped the backpack off her back and dumped out the 3 cans of frozen lemonade. Her lockbox came rattling out too. What's that? Asked Megan. My lockbox, said Jessie. We can use it to make change. She felt her face getting red. Maybe 4th graders weren't supposed to have lockboxes. How much money have you got? Asked Megan. You mean in change or all together? Megan pointed at the lockbox. How much in there? $4.42, 14 quarters, 5 dimes, 3 nickels, and 27 pennies. Jessie didn't say anything about the $10 that she'd left at home. Both of Megan's eyebrows shot up. Exactly? She asked. What do those eyebrows mean? Jessie wondered in a panic. Why was Megan smiling at her? Jessie, those girls are making fun of you. They are not nice. Jessie didn't say anything. She had that sick feeling in her stomach that this was going to turn out badly. Megan straightened up. Wow, you're rich, she said. You want to go to 7-Eleven? We could get Slurpees. But Jessie pointed to the cans of lemonade on the carpeted hallway floor. The frost on them was already starting to sweat off. We could do the lemonade stand later, said Megan. Maybe. Jessie thought of Scott and Evan racking up sales 2 blocks down. How was she going to prove herself to Evan if she couldn't even get Megan to have a stand? How about the lemonade stand first, Jessie said, and then Slurpees with our earnings? I bet we'd even have enough for chips. And gum. You think? Said Megan. I know, said Jessie. Look, she held up a can of lemonade. It says right here on the can, yields 64 ounces. So we get 8 cups from each can and sell each cup for $1/2. So that's $4. And then there's 3 cans, so that's $12 altogether, right? The numbers flashed in Jessie's brain so fast she didn't even need to think about what she was multiplying, dividing, and adding. It all just made sense to her. Hey, how old are you? Megan asked, looking at her sideways. 8, said Jessie, but I'll be 9 next month. Megan shook her head. That math doesn't sound right. No way can we make $12 from just 3 little cans. Yeah-huh, said Jessie. I'll show you. Do you have a piece of paper? Jessie started to draw pictures. She knew other kids couldn't see the numbers the way that she did. They needed the pictures to make sense of math. Look, she said, here are 3 pitchers of lemonade, 'cause we've got 3 cans of lemonade, and each pitcher's got 64 ounces in it. Now, when we pour a cup of lemonade, we'll pour 8 ounces, 'cause that's how much a cup holds. You don't want to pour less than that, or people will think you're being a cheapskate. So each pitcher is going to have 8 cups, because 8 times 8 equals 64, right? Now we'll sell each cup for 50 cents. That's a fair price. That means that every time we sell 2 cups, we will make $1, right? Because 50 cents plus 50 cents equals $1. So look, I'll circle the cups by 2, and that's how many dollars we'll make. Count them. Megan counted the circle pairs of cups. 10, 11, 12. That's how much money we'll make, said Jessie, if we sell all the lemonade and if we do the lemonade stand. Wow, said Megan, you're really good at math. She puffed her cheeks out like a bullfrog and thought for a minute. Then she popped both cheeks with her hands and said, whatever, let's do the lemonade thing. Jessie was soaked in relief. Maybe this was going to work after all. An hour later, Jessie and Megan had transformed the little wooden puppet theater in Megan's basement into the hottest new lemonade stand on the block. The stand was decorated with tissue paper flowers, cut out butterflies and glittery hearts. It was a showstopper. And boy, did people notice it. Kids in the neighborhood, strangers walking their dogs, moms strolling their carriages, even the two guys fixing the telephone wires. They all came to buy lemonade. And just when Jessie and Megan were on the verge of running out, Mrs. Moriarty went to the store and bought 3 more cans, free of charge. So when Mrs. Polly asked for 12 cups at exactly the moment that Jessie rounded the curve and saw her lemonade stand, Jessie felt like she'd just scored 100 on a test and gotten 5 points for extra credit. So why did Evan stomp off? And how come she didn't feel like she'd won anything at all?